Hello, Valeriya. Delighted to meet you. Myself and Steve Evans here.
Hiya, Valeria. Is it Valeria or Valeriya? Can you just explain to me?
No, it's Valeriya. The correct
Ah,
way is Valeria. So the stress on the second syllabus. So yeah, it's Valeriya.
rhymes
So
with
we were
malaria.
both wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a bit like malaria, but Valeria. Okay, do apologize for that. Now we know that's fine. So how's life in? Well, are you in the north of England, and whereabouts?
Yeah, yeah. I'm currently live in Sheffield, in
Oh yeah.
Yorkshire. So yeah, yeah.
So you're having a sunny day like we are. Then the weather's quite really nice at the minute, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, spring has finally sprung here. And I went today. Yeah, I went today to went with Castle and Gardens. It's near Barnsley, between Sheffield and Barnsley. Amazing place. I'm very much into gardening, so I like all these fancy flowers, rhododendrons. It's all blooming there, flowering. Wonderful weather, wandering flowers. So highly recommend if you want to go to some nice places around here, then it's definitely a place. So,
Excellent, excellent. So you're originally from Belarus, is that right? Yeah.
yeah, that's right. I was born there, but to be fair, I don't remember much because my family moved when I was only 6. And last time I visited it with my mom, it was 1996, 1997. So I was about, 10, 11 years old. And I haven't been there ever since. So as I say, I don't really remember much. It's more like, like feelings, like memories, more like this kind of thing. So yeah, but I'm from there originally. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So tell us a little bit about studying in, was it St. Petersburg University? You did a Master in Art Expertise, is that right? And is this art in as in fine paintings, or art generally, as in music, sculpture, art, or writing, or what? Just give us a bit of an insight into what this Masters is about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I studied at St. Petersburg. Art expertise, art history, and art expertise. So about first 3 years, it was everything. Art history in general, art history, history of fine arts, sculpture, architecture, literature, of course, history as it is. Yeah, so obviously history of arts, it's very much connected to history in general, to what's going on political scene of each country. And it's of course art reflects it. Yeah, so it was history, it was literature, it was music, it was history of fashion, jewelry, pretty much a bit of everything. And then last 2 years, I'm more specialized in art expertise, actually evaluation of art, items, setting up, for example, your own gallery, how things are, how to manage gallery, more sort of curatorial kind of work, more how to interpret art, especially modern art, yeah, such kind of things. So yeah. It was good. It was
Okay.
very interesting, and I'm very much into art. So yeah, I like it.
Oh,
Excellent.
very interesting. Yeah, besides writing, I know you mentioned gardening. Do you have any other hobbies or pastimes? I see on your WordPress blog, Salt and Novels, that you review other fiction writers. Is that your hobby?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like every author, second biggest hobby probably reading. After
Yeah,
writing, it's reading.
yeah.
And then I so gradually moved to not only just reading, but also reviewing books, especially indie published books,
Hmm.
helping my indie fellow authors to promote them as well. So Salt and Novels blog has appeared. Another big passion is, as I mentioned already, gardening, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
I have garden myself. It's very nice. I don't want to brag, but it's probably the best garden on this estate.
Okay.
Wow.
I've got a pond with the koi carps, goldfish, gold tenchers,
Yeah.
a waterfall. So lots of
Oh
things
wow.
going on. Yeah, another passion is art, of course, history of art and history. So I gradually drifted from just art and history of arts to history in general, and a bit of a military history as well, because my husband, he's very much into military history, especially World War II, Cold War, sort of modern history, modern military history. And yeah, so that's how Beyond Eternity appeared from my passion for sci-fi and World War II history. So
Okay.
yeah,
It's a wide range.
Okay. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Well, just moving on to your books, you've had short stories and reviews published prior to your novella and full-length novel. Now, do you find it's difficult to keep your story short when you write a short novella rather than a full-length, 70 or 80K word count novel? Do you find you've got to be really disciplined? Do you find that's a struggle to write a shorter book than a longer one, or does that come easy to you?
Yeah, I definitely found that to write shorter fiction is more difficult than a big novel, because in full-length novel, you have lots of space, especially if it's sci-fi. There should be lots of world building going on. Yeah, but short stories is sort of yeah, you need to be straight to the point. And the problem with short stories that lots of magazines, for example, I've been published in many magazines and anthologies. They got certain requirements, and most of them require stories to be maximum 3,000 to 5,000 words long, which is not many, isn't it?
No, it's not many.
It's very difficult to squeeze the whole plot, the whole characters well developed into the 3,000 to 5,000 words. So yeah, that's difficult.
I'm just your novel, Dive Beyond Eternity, science fiction thriller. It's about to be published by Northodox Press. Without any spoilers, tell us about the story.
So in the middle of the story is novel World War II naval historian Zara Rose.
Huh? Okay.
She's sent to investigate this U-boat, this German World War II era U-boat, which miraculously appeared off the coast of Boston. And when Zara went there to Boston and dives with her team, 2 divers mysteriously disappears. Nothing, no bodies, no missing equipment, nothing, just vanished in the thin air or thin water in this respect.
Yeah.
And how the investigation goes, Zara teams up with her German colleague, Dr. Stefan Krause, who specialized in this particular type of submarines, because during the Second World War, Germany had built a lot of submarines, all different types, all set for different sort of locations. For example, it was Atlantic version, it was other versions. Yeah. So Dr. Krause is specialist in this particular type of submarine. So these two goes to investigate further, and they when they dive to the submarine, they found this device, deflator mouse. So deflator mouse was created by Nazi scientists.
Like an Enigma machine.
And it's able to split time and space. Huh?
Oh, okay. So I was just thinking of it when you mentioned that, the scientist. I was thinking of the Enigma machine, which sort of helped, end the Second World War. But this is something totally different.
Enigma machine, well, yeah, but Enigma machine was used for coding, for sending messages from U-boats to the base, or from base orders to U-boats to get in the packs, for example, to attack convoys.
Yeah.
Deflator mouse is completely different matter. It's powered by so-called black matter. It's a particle which able to split time and space and create all these multiple realities, which sort of where time doesn't sort of flows as it flows in our reality. And so, of course, Zara sort of wants to to investigate further. But of course, because it's a weapon, first of all, it's a weapon. Also, people interested in Deflita Mouse, from MI5 and MI6 to terrorists, and sort of all hell breaks loose.
That's a great
Sounds
introduction.
interesting, I must admit. Yeah, sounds really interesting. Yeah.
Is it a standalone, or is this part of a planned series? Is this a one-off?
Well, as it usually happens with authors, you plan it as a standalone.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it grows into something bigger and better. But actually, at first it started as a novella. It wasn't even a full-length novel.
Okay.
And then I tried to query this novella with the agents and publishers, and realized that it doesn't really work. And plot needs more development. Characters need more development. They have more to say. Yeah. The whole concept of Deflita Mouse, this device able to split time and space, need more explanation. Why does it work like that? All historical references as well need probably more explanation for people who may not be well aware about World War II history. So I extended it into a full-length novel. Yeah. And now I'm sort of realizing that maybe these characters who I like so much, they have more to say. And I sort of left the book, the ending a bit, I wouldn't say loose. I tried to not make it loose, but a bit of cliffhanger. So yeah, it can work as a standalone, but also I got this space to breathe, if you know what I mean. To write a sequel or even prequel. So now I'm working on putting together a second part of it, second book. It will be sequel and prequel at the same time. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good, really. If you start as a standalone book and then you can expand on it, because it means people are interested, and it means you've got somewhere to take it as well. So it's good in a way,
Exactly. From even like from the point of view of publisher, I totally understand that it's good to have something like that, because if there is interest, and I hope it will be interest, then people want to ask more. They will ask more, and then I still, as I say, have this breathing space where I can expand it, which is very good, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Did you find it was the usual problems you get with publishers, trying to connect with them, trying to get an agent, publisher? I mean, so many people end up publishing independently because it's so much hassle. So did you break lucky with Northodox?
I think I got really lucky. I went through all this pain, as you say, painful process. I never really considered self-publishing, because I think you get a lot of support from your publisher in respect of, well, first of all, for me, editing and proofreading is extremely important, because I'm not a native speaker. And it's very expensive, to do it yourself, to do it properly. You need hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. And I know lots of people who self-published and they didn't even break even. So their book sells and they're very good, but they say, well, I spent 2-3 years trying to sell as many copies as possible just to break even, to cover the cost of proofreading, editing, cover, etc. Second thing, I think publisher is good because they doing lots of marketing, and you can market your book yourself, of course, if you have a massive audience, lots of followers, millions and millions of followers. Well, I don't. I'm trying my best, but I don't. I'm doing interviews, obviously, with you guys, not only with you, with other bloggers as well. I don't know, trying to develop. I started my, for example, Instagram account, so trying to be present on all social media platforms. But I can do only so much. So obviously, together we can do more. Together, I mean, me and my publisher. And as for Northodox, I found them by by chance, really, just talking to somebody or commenting somebody's tweet on Twitter. I know people don't like Twitter nowadays, and Elon Musk and all these things, but I found it really great connecting and engaging with other people, and I think you still agree, yeah? It's really
definitely,
in this respect.
Yeah.
And I commented under somebody's post. It wasn't even an Orthodox post. It was somebody else's post about commercial genres, speculative genres in the north of England, or lack of them whereof, that we need more authors from the north who's writing fantasy, historical fiction, science fiction as well. And I said, well, really, I mean, there are lots of authors here on the north who's writing, for example, true crime or police procedurals. In Scotland, there are lots of authors from Scotland as well, who's writing true crime and police procedural. I don't know many sci-fi authors or books set in the north of England with sci-fi vibes or fantasy vibes or historical vibes. And we sort of start to talk with Ted O'Connor from Orthodox about it.
I know Ted.
And he said, and he said, well, you live in Sheffield. I said, well, yeah. So, well, you have this book you're querying now. Do you want to send me 3 chapters and synopsis? I will have a look. I said, well, you said on your site that you closed for submissions. He said, well, send me anyway.
We're going to talk about your novella, Aurora Island.
Yeah, because that was published by Alien Buddha Press, wasn't it? A different.
Yeah, it's a small independent publisher. Yeah. They're based in America, so they publish primarily short fiction and non-fiction, like poetry, for example, chapbooks. They have their own magazine, Alien Buddha magazine. They publish quarterly. Also, as I say, story collections, anthologies, novellas. So all kind of short fiction. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
going off on a tangent. You mentioned that English is not your first language. How many other languages do you speak? Are you fluent?
Fluent only English and Russian. So Russian is my mother tongue.
Yeah.
I also learn a bit of French, a bit of Hebrew, and now I'm learning my latest thing is Croatian. I'm learning Croatian now. So
wow, a specialist.
Well, it's my other hobby, another passion apart from writing, reading, and art and history. It's languages. So yeah.
Ask about your ambitions as a writer. Is the hope in the long term to get possibly a film deal from the books? Is that your ambition?
Oh yeah, of course, film deal with the Sir Scott. Straight away, or I don't know, David Lynch, something like that, Chris Nolan. Of course. Well, it's quite ambitious, I think. Well, first of all, of course, I want my books sell well, and potentially sequels sell well as well. And then, of course, I would like to see my books probably in audiobooks format. I think audiobooks is the future of the publishing, actually. And then we see how it goes. Like every author, I would like it to be translated on other languages.
Could you do that yourself? Could you do a translation into Russian for the novel?
No. And to be fair, I don't. I worked as translator a little bit, and I don't really like it. So no, I write straight away in English, and I don't like to translate.
I don't know.
I know it sounds strange.
It does, yeah. I can't imagine that. This may sound stupid. What language do you think in? Do you think in English, or do you think in Russian? I know I had a Welsh teacher many years ago, and she told me that she thinks in Welsh, but she speaks it in English.
No, of course. Now I've been living here for 10 years.
Yeah.
And now, of course, I think probably in English as well as I dream in English, for example.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And when I'm talking to you or well any other English-speaking person, I of course it's quicker for me to think in English, and you know, or when I'm talking to my friends or my family, then I sort of I a bit struggling now, you know, speaking with them, because I want to put sometimes English words, because some words, like for example payroll, doesn't exist in Russia. You need to put 3 words to explain what is payroll is. Or hiking. There is no such thing like hiking. Well, there is thing like hiking in Russia. Of course, people go hiking in Russia. But you need 2 or 3 words to sort of to explain hiking. Such kind of things. If you know what I mean. So yeah.
From me, what advice would you give to a new writer who's writing a book for the first time? Where would you say is the best place to start and the best way to go about it?
Well, probably I wouldn't say probably where to start, but I definitely would say where to go. And I would say, please don't rush with your finished manuscript. Try to find, first of all, as many beta readers as possible. They're great for feedback. They're great for finding holes in your plot, which you can't see because you're so close to your manuscript. You read it, I don't know, 25 times, and you're too close to it, to your characters and everything. Then, well, it depends. If you're going self-published, it's one thing. If you're going to go traditionally published or published, then don't sort of rush with finding a publisher, because I worked with some American publisher, and I wasted time with them. They published 3 my novellas and a few short stories in anthologies together with other authors, and they were not very good. They didn't invest money and time in editing and proofreading at all, and later on even their like covers were generic, you know. So there are lots of, nowadays I think there are lots of so-called cowboy publishers who do not invest their time and money into promoting our authors or even editing books, who just not even publishing them, just printing them without any formatting as such. Formatting was off, editing was not great, there were lots of mistakes. So I just rushed. I obviously wanted my books to be published as soon as possible, to see them in print, you know, like all authors do probably.
Understandable.
So take your time, maybe even invest money in good proofreader before sending your manuscript to an agent, especially agents or big publishers. If you want to go for that, then
absolutely.
That would be my advice.
Okay, thank you. Just going back a stage to your book covers, you mentioned book covers. Who designed your covers? Was it the publisher, or did you have someone independently do them? Because I quite like those 2 covers there. They're completely different.
No,
I know one's a novella and one's a sci-fi, and you know, probably different genres if you like. But who designed them? I like them.
both covers were designed by publishers. So again, I'm not very good with design. I can't design anything, but I can't even draw, you know. So design is not my strong point. No, it was publishers.
Okay. What dates are getting launched, and how are you going to celebrate the launch of the novel? Have you got you having a party?
Well, I hope it will be kind of celebration. Well, actually, it will be released on 20th of July, and Northodox Press already promised me a bit of a launch, maybe not in July, but maybe slightly later, like in August time. So you're very welcome to come.
Thank you.
Join us.
Brilliant.
Yeah, excellent. It's not that far away, Terry.
No, not for a million miles. Have they got plans for the audiobook? Is that in motion with the producer, with the narrator?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope because Northodox, if you're following them, I don't know, on Twitter or on social media, you notice that they they're re-releasing some books, for example, in hardcover, or if they publish a sequel or prequel, second book or third in the series, they're releasing them in new covers to match. So I hope that very soon they will start to do narration as well, audiobooks as well. Yeah, that will be great.
Touch wood. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And finally, from me, just how do you, when you're writing your books and you plan to write, do you have a special room, or do you set aside times to write, or do you just write it when you comes into your head? What's your general plan, or for the day when you're writing?
Well, yeah, I've got this room. It looks a bit dark, but it's not. It's lots of light here, actually. It's my office room, my official office room, where sometimes I work from home. So I need it both for my work and my writing. So I got like here proper working desk, a very comfy chair, my laptop. So everything is set up, and I write here. But I don't write every day because, first of all, as I say, I'm working part-time.
Yeah.
And second thing, sometimes I just don't have time. I don't have inspiration. I write only when I have this, sort of inspiration, right set of mind. Especially when my husband is not in the house, because he's very distracting. So yeah, that's my writing process.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. It's just interesting to know, to get a feel for different writers, and everyone seems to be slightly different the way they do it. But thank you.
Yeah.
It
looks like time's goes up with us, but Valeriya, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and let's keep in touch, and best luck for the launch of the novel.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It was great talking to you both. Thank you.
Yeah, and you, thank you very much. Yeah, excellent. Good luck with the launch. Yeah.
But for now,
not long now.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.